Hello everyone. Welcome back to another video. As you can see from the title, this is Dating in 2025. Enjoy.
Dating in 2025, not for the week. You literally have to ask someone, are you single or are you I live with my ex single? Are you single or are you in a whole ass relationship and freelancing? Are you single or do you have a baby on the way with your co-parent with whom it's complicated? Are you single or are you still best friends with your ex and talk about how much you love her and how you're best friends and you go shopping for strap? Because, you want to help her with her next girlfriend. You help with things like that. You're really helpful.
As an American who has gotten to know many people from different countries, friends also talking to, I have really learned that our dating culture is so weird. So just to preface, this is based off my personal experience, so let me know if you agree and if you have seen similar things. So in America, dating is a lot more complicated. We will get into situationships where there is a lot of middle ground, and it's super confusing because it's oh, we're dating, but we're not dating. Even some people are exclusive, but they're not official. What does that even mean? But a lot of people from other countries, specifically I don't know, European and Latin America, a lot of the times once you date and if you like that person, you're low-key just dating after the first date. And it's nothing it doesn't have to be so serious oh, we're getting married tomorrow. But it's yeah, I mean, we're kind of dating now because we like each other and we want to see where this goes, I just feel it's a lot more upfront and simple and how it should be. And in my past life, I was not American. I don't know. I can just feel it. Maybe this is why I gravitate towards talking to non-American guys, because I just don't really like our dating culture, and it's definitely not perfect in other places, but it makes more sense to me. So let me know your experiences with this because I'm very curious.
If I had a nickel for every time a man matched with me on a dating app, conversation was going well, we set up a date, and then he canceled the date, and then we unmatched, and then months later, he tries to interact with me again on the same dating app through liking my profile yet again, and I decide to block him from said dating app. I'd only have 2 nickels, but it is weird that it happened twice. So if you're unfamiliar with my dating lore, there was this one guy in the wintertime who we had this date set up, and then he canceled it because I set a boundary because he made some really gross inappropriate joke, and he's like, I don't actually think we should meet. The vibes are off. And I was like, okay, cool. I don't know. Anyway, then this other guy, COVID guy, you remember him? We had a date scheduled, and then he mysteriously got COVID, which we're still not positive he got. And then he stopped talking to me. And then a couple months after that, he tried to talk to me again. And that's when I was like, no, I'm not going to do this. So I blocked his number. And then on Facebook dating, he tried to like my profile again this week. And it was very weird. I'm like, dude, take a hint. Anyway, I did look at their profiles a little bit more after, thinking to myself, I know these fellas from somewhere. And then the realization dawned on me, and I thought, I dodged a bullet. I dodged 2 bullets because both of them, I don't know if it's just because now I know their personalities more, but they're both just gross. No, thank you. So, yeah. 2 nickels. Rub them together. Can't get much, but I at least don't have them.
Ladies, explain this to me because I'm lost. This happened maybe a few weeks ago, right? So I'm talking to this girl and we're hitting it off. She's feeling me. I'm feeling her. We're both attracted to each other. So I'm like, all right, dinner Saturday, 8 o'clock. Pick the spot. Let her know. She was with it, right? And I'm talking about we were feeling each other. Our phone calls, FaceTime calls, whatever. And Saturday comes around. She stands me up. She's like, some shit happened. Cool. I get it. Things happen in life. So I rescheduled for the following Saturday. Throughout the week, still talking, FaceTime calls, still feeling each other, nothing's off. That Saturday comes around, she stands me up again and then ghosts me. Meanwhile, the day prior to that, she was telling me how she's excited to see me, how she's attracted to me, how much she wants to kiss me and shit like that. But meanwhile, you just ghost me, just gone. Can any of you ladies answer that for me?
Are you single? I have a question for the single girls out here. If you're taking, you could also stay because I feel like maybe you have some input in this. But girl, is it just me, or like is dating like not really a desirable thing nowadays? Like, I've been single for almost 2 years now. I don't really get excited to go on dates. Not only do I not get excited, I'm like not looking forward to meeting somebody to go on a date with. Not only that, I'm just not excited in general to like look for someone to date. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It just doesn't seem like a very desirable thing to do nowadays, because I feel like people don't take dating seriously. They just want to like talk for a few days on text and then like meet up and then like hang out, and then that's it. You're done. You start all over again because they don't want to catch feelings, or they're too afraid to show their emotions, or they'll be like, oh well, she's not texting me, so I'm not gonna text her. Like, people are afraid to show interest for some reason. I feel like it's because everybody thinks they have so many options because of social media, when in reality they don't. And to me personally, I would never join like a dating app. But what about you? Like, are you on dating apps? Do you think dating apps work? I feel like dating apps are freaking scary. It's kind of silly to say, to be like, oh my god, I don't want to go on a date with a stranger. But even if I were to meet somebody out in the open freaking outside world, they would still be a stranger. But I feel like in a dating app, it's a lot scarier. I don't know if that makes sense. Last year, I was only on one date. Didn't really work out. It was like a first and last date. Like, I felt like there wasn't really that much chemistry. And when he tried to follow up for a second date, I feel like he wasn't really putting that much effort, and it was like really wishy-washy, which kind of like made me like not want to go on a second date, to be honest. And this year I went on like 3 dates with somebody too, and again, it just was not a match because he was so freaking machista, and he was very like, he was such a lustful man, girl, that gives me the immediate ick. That's another thing that I cannot take with dating nowadays. I feel like people are so freaking lustful, and it's literally, to me, it's such a ick and such a turn off. When I cut it, I was like, you know what, this isn't gonna work out. And I was honest. I was like, you know what, you're just a really lustful person, and personally, that's not what I'm looking for, and it's like a really big turn off. So I don't think this is gonna work. This mother trucker had the audacity to look me dead in the eyes and say that I should be glad that he wants to jump my bones 24/7, and that I should be glad that he always wants to, you know. And I was just like, I was literally like at a loss for words. Anybody in this world can look at me and be lustful, and I'm honestly sick and tired of it. I don't want that. That is not what I want. I also just feel like I don't see the effort when people keep asking me on dates. Like, they ask, but I don't see them planning, and I don't see the effort. I don't see no type of freaking effort, and it just, again, it's something that is not desirable. It's not something that I'm looking forward to be like, oh, I want to go on a date. And it's kind of sad, you know, because I do want to have somebody eventually, and I know eventually it's gonna happen. But at the same time, I've like come to terms with the fact that I may end up alone, and that's like, okay. The only time that it sucks is when like I'm having like a sad moment or something, and I'm laying in bed and I really want to be like held by somebody, and then I'm like, you know what, maybe I should date. But then it's like, I don't know. And if you're in a relationship, are you happy to be in a relationship, or are you in the relationship just because la pinche costumbre, girl? I feel like the dating world has gone to shit, honestly. Let me know your thoughts. Let's discuss, girl.
I stopped having unwavering cravings for romantic love after I realized that it doesn't even make me happy. When I have a crush, I'm distracted. When I'm in a relationship, I'm just focused on the relationship. And I get that that's also a me problem. But I've experienced more joy and fulfillment from hanging out with my best friends and other small experiences in life that have made me feel more fulfilled than any romantic relationship. And I realized that the only reason I craved a romantic relationship was because it is so romanticized and glorified in our day and age to be with the one, the person who gets you. And we're like taught to prioritize them over everything. We genuinely believe that we can change people because of all of these stupid romance movies we've seen, when in reality, we're better off just focusing on our friendships and our creativity and our passions. We're here to fuck, eat, die, make some art, have some friends, have some laughs. I think putting the one on this pedestal is going to make all of your other relationships suffer, and you're just going to be focused on keeping that attachment alive when everything else around you is suffering. Some people do feel fulfilled in romantic relationships. I just don't think I'm one of them. I feel more fulfillment from everyday life than ever being in any romantic relationship.
I feel like people in America have to date online much more than anywhere else like I've been, because everyone is in their cars here. So basically, if it's not friend of a friend, you just have to be online. You have to date through online dating, and we all know it sucks. It's just horrible. It's just really hard. Like, I had the worst time online dating, and I'm like staying away as much as I can from it, because it's just really hard to understand what kind of person is on the other side, and it's really easy to lose that communication there. So it's like keeping up with text is just the worst. So I feel like people are forced here to date online, and it's really bad. It's just like no winning.
Single dating women, can I give you some advice? I mean, this is to help you. This isn't to hurt you. It's just from a man's perspective, what we see compared to what you guys see and how you want to be treated and how we want to be treated. So, after a few months of dating, men tend to pull away or women tend to pull away because of certain things, red flags or just something is not clicking. But I will tell you what makes men pull away, because not all women, but we take a lot of people out to dinners and movies and things like that, and women just disappear. So after a while, we become hesitant on spending money and things like that. But if you've got a good man and he starts taking you to dinner and movies and like that, at least by the fourth date, stop and call him up and go, I'd like to take you to the movie. Can I take you to dinner? Or when you show up at that person's house, because some people don't have money, and that's okay. Show up with a Starbucks or some sort of drink or a candy bar, something, a cheesecake, something just to stop and go, I picked this up for you. I think there's 5 love languages, which we all know about, but I think in the first 3-4 months of dating, you need to show a person all 5 love languages so you can understand how they react. If you don't do all 5, you may lose somebody. If someone doesn't do things for me, for example, after about 5 dates, if they don't offer me anything, something small, a coffee, anything, I tend to pull away because I start to feel used. I start to feel like I'm buying everything, I'm paying for everything, and you're not even offering to take care of everything. Now, I understand in the beginning, but after about 4 or 5 dates, a movie or a candy bar or a cheap dessert, something, is a good gesture. It's not a lot to ask for. But I understand, nowadays women want to be chased. They're tired of being used and all those different things. We're kind of in this vicious cycle. But you have to understand the man's perspective. If you've got a good one taking you out, do something for that person if you're interested. The other thing I say, after about 3-4 months, have the conversation to see if it's going to go any further. It doesn't mean there's anything wrong with someone. Sometimes people just kind of break apart, or maybe someone doesn't know, they realize they like the person or not. And those things happen. But I just want to tell you, trend ladies, do something for your men. It's not a one-way street. I've had, and this is again, lots of different girls going through this process where you take them out 4 or 5 times and they still don't do anything back. Men will leave. So take care of your men.
Dating in your 20s is so weird, and I didn't fully grasp that idea until this week. I had 3 dates this week. I usually go on 1 or 2 dates a year, and no, that's not like a flex. It's a personal preference. I'm very, very picky. I'm trying to say yes to more things, so I said yes to these 3 dates, and I'm honestly really glad I did. Now I'm at the point where it's like, I want to mesh person A and person B together. The qualities of both of them combined made my perfect person, and it's frustrating. But at least I know I'm on the right track where I'm picking people that have similar qualities, which just brings me closer to knowing exactly what I want. It's exhausted after 3. That's just a lot for me. And it's hard to not feel so defeated after 3, because I feel 1 out of the 3 should have gone somewhere and they don't. And that makes me feel, for a slight second, it made me feel like I shouldn't be super picky. And then I quickly snapped out of that, and I realized one of my favorite things about myself is the qualities I look for in a partner, and how picky I am and how sure of myself I am to know that I'm okay with waiting, and I'm totally okay with being alone. I actually prefer and love to be alone at this stage of my life, where I don't feel like I need to force something. And it's actually so refreshing to know that I didn't feel like I needed to conform to someone else's views, values, interests, just to say I met someone, I like someone. I don't have time for that. I don't want to just like someone, because when I like someone, I fall extremely fast for people. I am such a lover girl like that, and so I'm so picky because I don't want to. I'll be insane. I'll go insane. Did I get a glimpse of that this week? Yes, and it was so scary. That it shouldn't feel scary when you get butterflies or you're infatuated with someone. It shouldn't feel scary. It should feel really calm and peaceful and safe space where you feel comforted by that person. And I didn't feel that. I felt extremely scared of the feelings I was having, and so I was yep, no, that's not it, because I wouldn't be feeling that way. And I just am very proud of myself. But anyways, that's just like my little rant. Dating's really complicated, and I don't think I ever fully indulged myself in it until this week, saying yes to 3 dates. And I'm happy I did because it taught me a lot, but I'm tired.
So I am 33. I have been dating for like the last 6 to 8 months. I have been putting myself out there. I am like an equal opportunist when it comes to dating because I'm like, you know what, we're just having fun with it now. Like, who knows where my person is, but we're having fun. We're going to different jurisdictions, different states. We're dating in-house. We're dating younger, we're dating older. We're just like dating whatever, okay? And I know there's a trend on TikTok like a few months ago of like women in like their 30s like dating younger. And I just want to say, they ain't wrong. And not because of like, oh, like whatever. I will tell you there's like a missing gap in the generation of men from like, I will say 30 to 42. Because anytime I talk to a man that's like in that age range, literally it's like painful. It's like they talk to me for like 3-4 days and I'm like, okay, like, are you gonna ask me out on a date or like not? Like, I don't need a pen pal. And I've literally said that to people, like, listen, like, I've enjoyed talking to you, but I don't need a pen pal. Here's my number if you want to do something. Because like at a certain point, it's just like, okay, I'm done here. And it even annoys me just to even say that. Cause it's like, you're a man, you're in your 30s, maybe 40s. Like, you should know what you want to do with a woman at this point in time. Like, if you're looking for someone to settle down with, like, ask them on a date. Or you're not interested in me, which is totally fine. But again, I don't need to like further your external validation. But I will say, I have like lowered my age range like down to like 26, 27, just like for fun. And I will tell you, within like maybe an hour or two of talking to like these guys, they asked me on a date. They're so sweet. All they want to do is like compliment me and they like want to help. Like, I was talking to this 26-year-old and like I did go on a date with him and it was like nice, but like, you know, I think when I get there, like the age range like is a little bit like different. Like, we're just at 2 different stages of our lives. He's offered to help me move. He's offered to be like, oh, if you're going out, like I can give you a ride home. And like, yeah, whatever. But like, nice. He checks in with me. How are you? How's my dog? And I'm like, where is that from like the 30 to 42 year like age range? Like, are we like missing a memo? Like, are we like, do we not raise these men properly that are still single? Like, I just feel like men in that age range are looking for like this perfect girl. And like, I just, not to like toot women's horns, but like, I think there's so many amazing women who are still single between the ages of like 30 to 42. And like, maybe they just think like they have so many options because honestly, they do. Like, I know so many women who are single, who are amazing, smart, pretty, successful, funny, outgoing, have an amazing heart. And I think men know that. Like, feel like if we really want to settle down, like, we'll just wait to see what happens. And like, I don't know, there's something not wrong about these girls are saying about the younger generation. Like, I think it's like the sweet spots, like maybe below 30, like over 26, and like maybe over like 45 and 50. Like, maybe that's our sweet spot for like the 30-year-olds. I don't know, but like that's just like what I've found in my dating experience.
A few days ago, I went on my first date in over 9 months, and I have some really interesting takeaways that I would like to share. For starters, I would like to say that the man that I went on this date with was objectively like everyone's definition of a 10 out of 10. Basically the definition of every stereotypical modern day woman's ideal type. Above 6 foot, tattoos, makes 6 figures, nice car, owns his own place, you know how it goes. And I'll explain in a second why this is really relevant information. Now, I have nothing negative to say about this man. The date was great. It was like 3 hours long. He was a gentleman. Like, on paper, everything was perfect. But what I realized a while on this date is something that I have known to be true like my entire adult life. Just because someone is like the most attractive person ever, just because someone has all of these things that look good on paper, does not actually mean that you're going to be attracted to them. Again, I was like mesmerized by this man the entire time we were together. Like, I was just looking at him like, how are you even a real person? But I wasn't like attracted to him. There was nothing about his presence that was giving like, this is someone that you connect with really well. And this is why I have such a problem with dating apps. And I finally can understand now why they say that like 80% of women are going for the same 20% of guys. Because when I think about myself and my adult life so far, every single man that has been, I guess, like the most relevant, or every single man that I have been in some sort of relationship was not objectively attractive, like at all. In fact, if I had seen any of these men on a dating app, I would 1000% have swiped left. I'd also like to add that all of these men were men that I met in the wild naturally, and there was just something about their energy that I connected with. And even when I did first meet them, I wasn't necessarily